Now, completed in 1914, the Herald Examiner building was the first collaboration between Hearst and architect Julia Morgan, who went on to design her palatial Hearst Castle estate in San Simon.
This is the Herald Examiner building. You know, the ASU Los Angeles campus of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism.
The landmark building that publishing titan William Randolph Hearst built for his Los Angeles newspaper over a century ago has been restored to public life as surging development in its downtown neighborhood brings new apartments, hotels, and offices, and now the ASU Journalism Campus, LA campus. Completed in 1914 on South Broadway, the Herald Examiner building was the first collaboration between Hearst architect Julia Morgan, who went on to design his palatial Hearst Castle estate in San Simon. The newspaper folded in 1989, and the property became a popular filming location for cop shows, sitcoms, and movies. New York developer George Kahn Company purchased a stake in the architectural gem from Hearst Corporation in 2015 and partnered with the newspaper chain on an $80 million project to redevelop the building into offices for rent and ground floor restaurants, and said Michael Fisher, a senior vice president in Georgetown who oversaw the project. Last month saw Arizona State move into the office tenant is now the room to educate as many as 500 students a day, said Maria Angelino, senior vice president of enterprise strategies at Tempe. Arizona-based school is one of the largest in the country with 134,500 students taking classes in person and online, and this is the headquarters of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Among those studied in the former newspaper building are students in the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications, Sidney Poitier New American Film School, and Thunderbird School of Global Management. ASU has had a satellite office for the last several years in Santa Monica, where it runs a filmmaking program called FilmSpark, but it needed a bigger footprint in the region, she said. Some students will come from Arizona for a semester to attend a specific program, whereas others will study for the degrees entirely in Los Angeles. Percent of the ASU undergraduate students in Los Angeles are people of color, Angelino said. About 75% are first in their families to attend college. Our mission is the inclusion that leads us to whatever the needs are, she said. The facilities are light, modern, and quiet, a leap from Herald Examiner days remembered by family Sycon Steve Hearst when the building roared with ringing phones, a pounding of manual Underwood typewriters, and the shouted communications it took to publish 7 editions of the paper a day. It was a noisy place, Hearst recalled of the days visiting as a child and later as an employee in the 1970s and 80s. His father was George Hearst, William Randolph's grandson and publisher of the Herald Examiner during a rambunctious labor strike that started in 1967 and dragged on for more than a decade as Hearst tried to break the unions early in the conflict. A pro-union demonstration outside grew rowdy and bricks and Molotov cocktails were hurled through the ground floor windows, Steve Hearst said. His father had arched windows sealed with concrete, which remained in place until Georgetown restored the windows to bring light to the restaurants and a shop in the development plans to put in place next year. The owners of Hancock Park fine dining establishment Republica once agreed to open a bistro in the building, but no longer plans to come.